Hi, it's Nørgaard. Today I'm doing a first impressions makeup tutorial. And this one is Drugstore edition. I have quite a lot of newer releases from affordable makeup brands, and I also have a lot of older, like old school products from affordable drugstore makeup brands. And they all came together on my face for this look right here. I really do like the look, and I will of course review all the products individually throughout the tutorial. So don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down below. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. It's raining super hard outside right now, so it's really nice that we can sit inside and play with some makeup. I'm going to start out with this W7 primer. This is the Blur to Perfection Faux Filter Primer Potion. This is supposed to be a dupe of a Faux primer. I don't know the exact name of the Faux primer. I'm not really, I don't know a lot about Faux makeup. But I can definitely see from the packaging that this is supposed to be a dupe. So let's try it out. I hope it blurs like my pores and my under eye fine lines. You guys know I usually do 3 primers, so I hope this one primer will be enough. The texture is very thick, like it's in a dropper, but it's like super thick. I don't really understand the packaging. It feels very liquidy, like it doesn't feel like the silicone primer. It doesn't feel like professional, but it definitely dries down. Like when you rub it in, it dries down and it like moves into the skin or melts into the skin. And this one is fairly new on the market. Now we're gonna do foundation, and this is a really old school foundation. This is CoverGirl Clean. I have it in the color 120 Creamy Natural, and I don't think I've ever tried a CoverGirl foundation before. CoverGirl is not really available in Denmark or really in Europe, so I have to get all my CoverGirl stuff online. Oh, it smells kind of weird. I can't put my finger on it. It kind of smells like my kitchen. I'm not sure exactly what it smells like. Maybe like cleaning supplies, or I don't know. It's not super unpleasant, but it's not really pleasant either. And I don't like how it doesn't come with a pump. Like these kind of openings are always so messy. But then again, this is a CoverGirl drugstore foundation. I know my Estee Lauder also has just the opening like this. So I'm going to swipe it on. I think it's going to be a good skin match. It might look a little bit peachy. My skin is a little more yellow, but it shouldn't be too bad. The color is pretty good. I'm gonna use my Artis brush. And this foundation just says it's designed for normal skin. It's natural lightweight coverage that feels and looks fresh. It is water-based. It won't clog pores. Yeah. So far so good. It looks pretty decent, I think, so far. I'm just gonna blend it down onto my neck because the color is a tiny bit off. I really like how it's applying. It's applying so effortlessly, and the coverage is actually better than I expected. And so far I also like that primer. It seems to really have blurred out my skin, but the color is a tiny bit dark for me. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this foundation. It seems really good. Of course I still have to see how it wears, but so far, I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous about this foundation. I was afraid it was going to be like super like dewy and super like low coverage. But so far I'm so pleased. It's a very natural finish, and it has like a good medium coverage for sure. And the primer is working really well with this foundation. It looks really good. The skin texture looks really good. For concealer, I have something new. This is the new L'Oreal concealer that's supposed to be a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. I have this in the color Ivory. It's called the Infallible More Than Concealer. And it's like a big old tube, and it has a big doe foot applicator. I was supposed to throw my paper towel into my trash can, and I accidentally threw my beauty blender. Okay, so I'm going to apply a little bit of this. It's supposed to be full coverage, so a little bit should do the trick. And since this concealer is noticeably lighter than the foundation, I'm going to use it to highlight. So I do an initial blend with my little micro mini beauty blender. And then I'm going to use my foundation brush to help blend out the edges. Okay, so far I'm really impressed with this concealer. It just looks phenomenal on the skin. I think the complexion is looking so good. It has great coverage, but it looks so like natural on the skin. It doesn't look heavy and cakey. So I don't actually have any new powders, so I'm going to use my AirSpun loose powder. Okay, so far so good. I really like the complexion products. Next up, I'm going to bronze and maybe do a little bit of contour. I'm going to use this Freedom Pro Strobe palette. And I have actually used this before, but I don't remember what I thought of it. So I'm going to use it again today. So it looks like this. I believe it's supposed to be a dupe for a, what's it called? Lorac product, I think. Or maybe it's It Cosmetics, but I think it's Lorac. So I'm going to use this color to bronze and then maybe this one to contour. This one is slightly more ashy than this one. Yeah, okay, I see some color. And it seems to be a pretty good tone. What do you guys think? So it is definitely pigmented. Oh yeah, you can see that right there. I think I applied a little too much. But it's not so pigmented that it's extremely hard to work with. I would normally use something a bit warmer for my bronzer, but it's not unworkable. And I'm going to chisel out my jawline. So now I'm going to use this color, and I'm going to use the brush that comes with this palette. I am a little bit nervous to use this brush, I'm not gonna lie. It's very like dense and it's not super skinny either. I'm afraid it's gonna lay down a big old stripe. So I'm going to tap off my product and then hope for the best. Yeah, okay. Okay. By the way, you guys, I can still smell the CoverGirl foundation on my face. Which is like the only thing I don't like about that foundation so far. I'm also gonna do a little bit around the jaw, like right on the edge of my jawline. I have kind of a wider, like larger under part of my face. So I'm trying to slim that down, shorten off my face a little bit. And I'm going to do a little bit of work on the nose. This is a little bit bigger than what I would typically use on my nose, but it's okay. I'm not too picky with my nose contour. And maybe a little bit under the maybe a little bit under the lip. This brush is actually a perfect size for my little dent underneath the lip, like between my lip and my chin. I'm gonna blend this out with my powder brush. And I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I might take a little bit of this yellow matte highlight color and apply just kind of over my face to maybe make my face a little more yellow to match the undertone of my skin a little bit better. We shall see if this is a good idea or not, but I'm gonna try it out. Okay, so I think that actually made my face a better undertone, so I'm glad I did that. So now let's move on to blush. I'm going to do like a purple monochrome look, so purple eyes, purple cheeks, purple lips. So I have this Essence ombre blush. This is the Wanted Sunset Dreams Fading Blush in the color Rise into Sunset. And as you can see, it's the most beautiful ombre blush from like a peachy color into the purple over here, which is what I'm going to be focusing my brush on. So this is one of the old items at the drugstore, and I picked this up because I have been wanting an ombre blush ever since NYX came out with their ombre blushes. But I didn't pick up the NYX one because first of all, I thought it was a little bit pricey, and second of all, I didn't like how they split the pan. It's like a round pan where like a very small top part is one color and then all the rest is another color. I wanted it more half and half like this one. So I hope this is going to be good, and I also hope that it's not going to be too bright on me because I don't want it to look unnatural. Okay, so I actually really love this. It blends into the skin really well. It is very pigmented, so you have to definitely use a small amount, but it blends very seamlessly. Even though it does look a little more pink, I think, on my skin. But I hope once I do the purple eyes and lips that it's going to pull more purple. So for highlight, I'm moving back into my Freedom contour palette. And I'm going to use this highlight down here. And this is just like a pearly highlight. You can see it's rather icy. Okay, so I have been seeing these illuminating setting sprays all over Instagram. So I picked up this one from Technic, which is their version of it. It's called the Magic Mist Illuminating Setting Spray. And this particular one is in 24 karat gold. So you can see all the gold is on the bottom and it says to shake well. So we're gonna shake it and see how it looks now. It looks gorgeous, right? However, I am afraid. I'm afraid this is going to like spray little blobs of gold shimmer all over my face. So I'm going to test it out on my arm first. If it looks iffy on my arm, I'm not going to use it on my face. And if it looks okay on my arm, we may proceed. I did try out an Essence Illuminating Setting Spray, and that one sprays like little blobs of shimmer on your face. I don't like that setting spray at all. Let's see. Okay, it does it a little bit. Maybe if I hold it further away. Okay, so it looks very settled, so I think we are going to be okay. So let's try it out. Well, it's definitely shimmery. Okay, so it's not terrible. It's definitely not as bad as the Essence one. It's okay, I'm still, I'm still on the fence. Okay, so I just went ahead and filled in my eyebrows. I don't have a new brow pencil or brow powder or anything, but I do have a new brow gel. This is the NYX Control Freak. I have heard that this is supposed to be as good as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Whoa, it's white. Okay, can you see that? It's like a white color. I hope it's not gonna show up white in my brows. Anyways, as I was saying, I've heard this should be as good as the Anastasia. And I love the Anastasia. It's my absolute favorite brow gel. But it's also super expensive. So I'm really trying to find an alternative that is as good but cheaper. So let's try this out. Okay, so far so good. It doesn't seem to be transferring white onto my brow hairs. But it definitely feels a little more wet than the Anastasia. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys in for some eyeshadow. So for primer, I'm going to use this from W7. It's called I Got the Power. And this is in the color Temptation. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay, maybe Eden primer. I'm not entirely sure, but it's supposed to be a dupe for the kind of concealer type primer from Urban Decay. So I do have the original Urban Decay primer potion, which is more of a sheer color. And I do also have this exact eye primer in the shimmery version. But the shimmery version is kind of hard to use all over the lid because it makes every shadow that you put on top shimmery. So if you put it in your crease and you put a matte color in your crease, it's gonna turn shimmery. So I really would only use that on the lid. So I thought I would pick this one up and try this kind of primer. Okay, so that worked well so far. It does seem to dry down, but still be just a little bit tacky. It has like very much a concealer texture, and it neutralized my eyelids a lot. And you only need a small amount of this. A little bit goes a long, long way. By the way, this is kind of an older product. It has been around for a little while. I just never picked it up because I do have a lot of eyeshadow primers. And I think most of them perform kind of the same way. I feel like most of them are just as good as the next one. But I think this is the first eyeshadow primer in liquid form that I have that has this kind of concealing quality to it. Of course, you could just use concealer. I just often find that to be too heavy and too drying on my eyelids. Okay, so far so good. We are ready for the eyeshadows. So I have these two main components for today's look. So I want to do kind of a green and purple eyeshadow look. This is the eyeshadow palette. It's called Grape Escape by W7. And this is a new palette. It looks like this. It looks really nice. But I must admit, the only reason why I bought this is because it smells like grape. I am obsessed with makeup that has a scent to it. I am one of those type of people. So if this had not had a scent, I would have not picked it up. But since it smells like grape, and I don't think I've seen any other makeup product that smells like grape, I had to have it. And it does smell like grape. It does smell pretty good, I think. And I do also have this liquid Catsuit liquid eyeshadow from Wet n Wild. And this is in the color Emerald Gaze. And this is an older product. And I have never tried any of the liquid Catsuit eyeshadows from Wet n Wild. So hopefully it works well. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a halo eye. So I think I'm going to start with this color. This is kind of a matte transition-y color. Okay, it has pretty good pigmentation. And it seems to be blending well. And I really like this color. It's really pretty. And I'm trying to keep my eye shape more round today, instead of like swooping it out as I usually do. I just want to try something different. I'm just going to use a clean blending brush to buff out the edges. I'm gonna use the lightest color for my brow bone, and this is like a satin color. So I'm going to deepen up the crease with the only other matte color in this palette. And this one is very purple. So I hope it's going to flow with the green I'm gonna put on the lid. And I'm using a tiny blending brush. This one is from Morphe. It is very pigmented and very easy to work with. And eyeshadow looks are all about blending. And you already know this, but I'm going to remind you so you don't forget. So I'm also going to use this color, and I'm going to use this on the outer and inner corners. It does have a little bit of fallout. This eyeshadow is also a little more crumbly than the others I've used. All of them give you some kickback, but this one gives you the most. And as you can see, this color, it looks really beautiful in the pan, but it just kind of shows up as a dark charcoal color. Maybe if you were to use it all over the lid with a wet brush, it might pick out more of the purple sparkle. But yeah, unfortunately it's not picking up a lot of the purple right now. But it is blending in really well with the other colors. And you want to bring it into the crease so the two colors almost meet, like the inner corner and outer corner almost meet, but not quite. You want the most intensity to be in the corners and then just fade up into the crease. Now I'm going to apply the liquid eyeshadow. I hope it's going to be really sparkly and reflective, so we shall see. Okay, wow, that is really stunning. It is a little bit dark to be used for a halo eye, but hopefully I can deepen up the outer corners. Okay, so I really do like this liquid eyeshadow by Wet n Wild, but it is rather dark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try and build up the outer and inner corners with the same dark purple eyeshadow. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to bring in a little bit of black eyeshadow and maybe a little bit of a lighter shimmer on top of the green liquid eyeshadow. Uh-oh. It seems if you try and blend on top of the liquid catsuit... Oh, do you see all the fallout on my face? Oh my god. It seems that if you try to blend... Oh my god, all the fallout. Oh my god. Okay, the liquid catsuit eyeshadow just kind of crumbles if you try and blend it. Like if you blend the edge. Mess. What a mess. Do you see all that fallout? What the heck? And it's fallout from the eyeshadow and the liquid eyeshadow. So that's a mess. That's a whole mess. It was going so well up until now. Like, I can't with all this fallout. Like, what is going on? Oh, Wet n Wild, you're doing me so dirty right now. Like... Okay, so what I just did was that I mixed the Wet n Wild liquid eyeshadow with the House Laboratories liquid eyeshadow. This is in the color Aphrodite, and I feel like that really saved the look. That made the color lighter, and it also made it smoother. Now I just have like so much fallout on my face. It's not even... Oh, it's not even funny. Okay, so I'm definitely not a fan of that Wet n Wild liquid catsuit thing. No, 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 no. Like, honestly, that's going straight into the trash. I'm not even gonna bother with that ever again. As far as the palette, I don't hate it. It has too much fallout. Not all of the fallout is from the palette. As I said, some is also from the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit, but it did have a lot of fallout. So I would use the palette again, but I would definitely make sure that I do my eyes first, because the colors are pigmented and they are also really easy to blend. I just have a little problem with the fallout. Okay, so since the Wet n Wild fallout is little pieces of glitter, I'm going to use a brow comb brush and try and get it off. It's kind of working a little bit. So yeah, I'm not gonna be using, where is it? I'm not gonna be using this again. No. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to use the two matte colors, and I start off with the purple. So this one has fallout as well down here, but it is super pigmented. So it's kind of, I'm feeling kind of ambivalent about it. Like, do you see all that fallout? And then I'm going to use the lighter color just to kind of blend out the edge. And I am focusing on keeping the kind of round shape, just like I did on the top. You can kind of squint and it like gives you a guide. Okay, eyeshadow is finally done. That was a struggle city. So for eyeliner, I have this Maybelline Lasting Drama, and this one is in the color Ultra Black. And this one is an older product from the drugstore, and I believe I've heard very good things about this. So I'm going to pop this on the waterlines. It's super black and glides right on. Oh, I need to stop stabbing myself in the eye though. Oh, I hate doing my tight line. Oh, I see some people do it so effortlessly, and girl, I just can't do that. Okay, I really like that eyeliner. Really like that. So for mascara, I'm going to try another old product, and this one is not from the drugstore, this is from Sephora. But Sephora is one of the cheapest brands at Sephora, like Sephora Collection. And this one is called The Mascara, and it promises to give volume, length, and definition. And I just have this in, it doesn't say, so I guess it's just in black. And I have not seen the brush yet, so, oh okay, very standard brush. So I'm just going to quickly curl my lashes, and then let's see what this mascara is made of. I don't really hear a lot of people talk about Sephora Collection, and personally I have only tried like a handful of products. I haven't tried a lot from their range. So far this mascara seems pretty good actually. It has kind of a drier formula, which I really like. I hate a wet mascara. Okay, so it definitely gives some length and it gives a lot of definition to the lashes. I don't know about volume. I don't think it volumizes the lashes a lot. But on the other hand, it doesn't clump at all. It like individually coats every hair. It's actually really good. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Did I curl this eye? I don't think so. I don't remember. I was afraid it was going to be pretty terrible. But I can actually see myself using this. And with some Essence Lash Primer underneath, I bet it's going to look fantastic. The only thing would be if it smudges. And this one is not waterproof, and even sometimes waterproof mascara smudges on me. Especially on this eye over here, my eye shapes are different. So the lashes on this eye, they just hit my skin more. So mascara always smudges more on this eye for me. I usually never even have smudging over here. Okay, I'm going to see how well it builds. Okay, so it does build on itself a little bit. It doesn't build like a ton. And I definitely feel like if I did a third coat, it would look a mess. But I definitely think this mascara has potential. It's really good for lengthening and defining the lashes and not getting any clumps. It's definitely not bad. And it has the nice dry formula, which I love. I always find dry formulas easier to control. They don't smudge as much. They don't end up all over the place. They don't weigh down your lashes as much. Okay you guys, so I finished off the eye look with some falsies from Wet n Wild, some lower lash mascara, and an inner corner highlights. So now we can finish off the look with a liquid lipstick. I'm going to use this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink liquid lipstick. This nice purple color is number 35 Creator, and hopefully I can do this kind of neatly. I'll do my best. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's very purple. It's not like pinky purple, it's purple purple. I have tried this formula before and I do really like it. And this color is really bold, but I do like it. Okay, so I actually don't think I did a terrible job at filling in my lips. Okay, so here we have the finished look. I really like the finished look. I definitely had some trouble, especially with the eyes, the eyeshadow. But in the end it all came together to be a pretty cute look, I think. The only thing I would not use again is the Wet n Wild Catsuit liquid eyeliner, no eyeshadow. It looks nice now that I mixed it with the House Laboratories Glam Attack. But on its own, it just cracked and crumpled so bad. And I do not want a liquid eyeshadow that I have to mix with others for me to use it. There's so many good drugstore affordable liquid shimmery eyeshadows on the market, so I just don't want to even bother to try to make this work. But yeah, other than this one, everything else I either really liked or I loved it. Let me know what you guys think of the products down below and the look in general. And don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. You can also turn on notifications if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and bye bye.